Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer1745 here with my continuing playthrough of, yes, Strategic Command World War II World at War. Yeah, am I selling it good enough? I don't know. Long name, descriptive though. Okay, of course it's the global war. And want to say this: if you really want to play Europe, you know, Germany, Britain, Russia, get the War in Europe version. At this time, with the comparison maps, I do know that there is, I presume it's still ongoing, haven't checked in the last week or two, a mod to get the map more like the War in Europe map scale for this game, but the map scale is better for the game in the War in Europe version of the game. I think all the game mechanics, again, I don't know the details of all of the game mechanics, but I think most all the game mechanics are the same between the two games. This is taking in that it's, you know, different scale of map to some degree, I think, but the basic that, and so I think it's a better experience if you just want to play Europe. Now, if you want to play the whole world, this is better, sort of. So this doesn't. I guess I want to say this doesn't nullify the previous version. It's not like, oh, this is better, get this and don't get the other one, you know, because this is newer or something. Get the one that fits you best. And then, sort of on that topic, I played out, didn't even record them, an attempt from this point, and weather changes each playthrough. It's not exactly the same if I observe things correctly, shall we say. Though, of course, it's more often winter in winter and summer in summer, but you know what I mean. Okay, so I can push in one turn, but not nearly as well into the Low Countries in this reign. But waiting one more turn really seems to help, so we're going to do that, though I do think the BEF shows up more and a few other things do happen a bit more by waiting, so there is reason to push now, but I think on the whole we're going to wait. Okay, so since we're going to wait, we're going to build up and be as ready as we can. Though, well, after saying all, oh yeah, and so when I played this, and I was going to say, you know, this is sort of like, you know, playing the Fall Gelb. Well, it's really more the Schlieffen plan with armor, because particularly at the scale of this, but even if you look at particularly Hearts of Iron 4, not as bad in Hearts of Iron 3, the scale of the map with the scale of the units area controlled, especially with this turn-based, what are you going to do? Declare war and wait a turn for the French and British to occupy here? But, oh, wait a minute, there's already stacks of Belgian units here, and yeah, it gets back to my stacking limitations. And yes, this is a couple of these, or whatever, I don't know exactly how many they figure, to create this, is sort of, this is a stack of the you know, infantry units. So, but with the area size stacking limitations, they can't do a situation where they move in with enough units into here that then we, you know, able to cut them off. We might be able to push through here, but I don't even know if we could do that to try to surround the forces. That would be an interesting idea, though, now that I'm thinking about it. But so this is more of a Schlieffen plan. Still of the serious games, shall we say. Of the serious games that I have played that are not, well, oh, and not a, you know, Gary Grigsby's War in the West or some sort of more focused game, but on a grand scale game. A universal world type game. Hearts of Iron 3 has the best European map for scale and function and that type of thing, and that allows you to, you know, because we have tactics here, we do. It's not just bashing your head against the wall, but they're, you know, to really sort of play it out, Hearts of Iron 3 is the best. But, you know, not everybody likes that, and I like this too. You know, it's not a zero-sum game. And then if you only have the money for what one game you're going to buy, well, I guess it is. But you can buy and enjoy a lot of games. So, yeah, I think we're going to upgrade instead of reinforce. I think we'll do better with that. Oh, and started to do. We're also going to come to diplomacy still and find Denmark and decide to declare war on Denmark. Now, another problem I have with this game is you can't parachute on top of an enemy unit. I guess it gets back to their stacking limitations. So this unit appears up here, and I immediately prepped it for war, partially because, or paradrop, partially because, again, moving it into down here, just not enough space for it. And so I can't even, you got the distance to drop on Copenhagen, but I can't drop on Copenhagen and defeat the very weak garrison and take it. You know, I agree that if, you know, you parachute drop on an army, yeah, the parachute, whether this is a division, represents a division or represents a, you know, a unit size larger than division, but, you know, so technically a corps, but like a weak corps or something. I don't know exactly, but so all I'm able to do is get next to the capital, take the capital, or destroy the unit in the capital, and the next turn take the capital. So it doesn't really seem to break this down more. But what we're going to do is, well, we can't force march, damn. Well, okay. This may means 2 turns. Okay, I don't know whether this was a good idea or not. I'm just sort of a little worried about, are they going to be able to reinforce that super heavy and make it hard to take? But our real focus, of course, is going after and taking down the French and the British as sort of fast as possible. Let's do that. This unit, I think, will be a little more expensive to do ground attack weapons there. And part of the although this obviously locked this turn, it's still, I couldn't deploy it any further forward. I thought effectively, I don't know if that would have been better, but might have gotten into that operation. But get that armor forward, we're sort of denied that. Okay, now down here, we may be coming back to that, but down, oh, first, yeah. Come to the coast, come down here, get out of the boats, drive inland a little bit. Get on board ship. Come down here, get out. You guys get on board ship. We're going to use up basically almost all of the MPP. Get the core in there. Now, isn't long enough. Now, do we have any MPP left that we can do here? No, we don't. Okay. Need to upgrade that a little bit more. So that we can do... I'm not saying we can hold out indefinitely, but in the last playthrough that I did, and doing this because I've learned a lot from my mistakes, so starting over, I was actually able to sort of defeat the British around here. Not that I was then, you know, taking Kenya and Sudan or anything like that, but I was able to definitely sort of hold out down here, which ties up a lot of British forces. So I'm looking to do that again. I'm not saying that it is, we want to move down here for air operations. We want to get sort of out of the British-French path. We're going to, be victorious, but I think it's worth the MPP to do. Yeah, upgrade for, no, we're not doing mobility. Mobility is nice. Mobility is very useful, and I very well may upgrade it, especially if we're talking out here. And a few units, I'm sure at times that mobility would be very useful, but it just, do we want a bigger army or a more mobile army? And that really can be a question. Let's just now. We're at what strength? 9. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Okay, let's take a look at our ships. Okay, they just moved to there. Did we do this all? They got pushed out to there. These guys, yeah. Okay, we like that. Now, I don't really think any of the remaining possible attacks are really useful. So, the other big thing, I sort of like to look at the country when I do it. I wanted to come over here for production purchase. So, yes, we're eventually going to be looking at fighting the USA. No doubt. We have October 40 for some more fighters. April 41. The armor is coming. So is the artillery division. I may be wrong. Likely am. Well, I don't know how wrong, but I think we're gonna need more fighters in different places. Long range. What would put up the cost on that? Okay, we'll spend that. Not exactly sure. Well, obviously I know what it does. Makes them fly in a larger area, but not exactly sure how well that will be helping us or not. Far from saying it won't. Let's move up here. We might be able to be in range. Maybe not so much. Maybe there next turn. Okay. So that's good. Okay. I'm sort of liking that. Yeah. Okay, Minister of War, Lieutenant General Hideki Tojo, the prominent Chinese leader. Wang Jingwei is willing to sign an agreement with us that could prove useful. Okay, yes, we're going to set up a puppet government. That seems like a good measure to reduce partisans. I still think we will get benefit. Germany invades Norway. And again, U.S. concerned over Axis aggression in Norway. With the scale of this invasion, and if you look at the French Anglo expedition returns from Finland, particularly up here, this Narvik group, this is a, brigade scale, or even almost smaller. Well, brigade, multiple battalions, but a smaller size action that doesn't fit this scale of the game well. The whole Norway campaign does. So I do sort of understand. Plus the whole idea that if we were to try this as a in-game mechanic with the price of putting troops on board ships and such, it very well might be a little too much. To do in a historical time scale. Okay, we're still thinking. And this is what allows their AI to work as well. It takes the time to figure this stuff out. Yes, thank you for attacking. Oh, well, that actually hurt me, not you. How interesting. British morale is boosted by having Winston Churchill as Prime Minister. Good. Now, of course, he didn't come into being Prime Minister until you have the German invasion of the Low Countries, with the collapse of that really sort of going on. Okay, German subs. I almost thought about not placing that until we take down France, but I think maybe that's a little too long to wait. We'll put that there. Now that I've knocked their map, let me praise their map here. They seem to do a fairly good, though sometimes very frustrating, why can't the special forces move in to take that town? But really seem to do a good job at for dealing with these unit types and trying to forcing the issues that were important. I'm particularly looking at what is going on here in China, in that we can't just rampage our infantry divisions here because we don't have the ability to supply them. And movement cost, you know, you can look at the detail. Movement cost, let's see, movement cost there is 2, movement cost there, to this mine, just is more than whatever it is. It doesn't specifically show that from here. But so that I do think it does well. I'm wondering whether I should retreat back out to repair or attack there, but well, let's play out the China situation here now. Okay, they can bomb there and they can bomb there. And they're set for ground bombing. Oh, I should have moved these guys before. I think I should have. 3, 1, 3. Yes, interceptors come dashing in. My escorts come up and deal with them. They took a little harsher damage than I would have thought, but historically, likely. Okay, now instead of 3, we have a 4. Let's hit this. That was a nice hard hit. Okay. See, the question I have in my mind is, do I want to come after? I want to take out these 3 units if I can. So we're going to use this here. Oh, good. That did nicely. 2 and 1. Okay, that did well. Swap those out. And that did that. Wow, okay, that did very well. So, this leaves this unit and this unit to operate against this unit. So we're going to do that. And these guys are going to swap out. And they're going to hit that. And get a little dirt on them. Damn, it didn't take them out. Damn, didn't even do any good there. Well, if these guys attack here, I'm assured of taking that out. If they swap, I'm not assured of taking this division out. So, and nothing I can do more to take down this guy here. So we might as well take down that guy there. So that way we eliminated 2 corps. I think sometimes I'm slipping and calling them divisions, but yeah. Well, no, I don't want to do that. Let's come to here and see about cutting off supply into here a bit more. Yeah, I really wasn't planning on those attacks, but eventually I want to move them to the road there. Yes, get on board ships. You get to take a boat ride. Come down here. And I'll get one more movement. So they come up to here, and then come up to keep occupation. So that we're occupying. These guys get on board boats, yeah. Yeah, to here. Okay, yeah, they can get that far. So you guys come here. No, don't attack. Dare them to attack you. You come down to here. You come to here. You come up to there. You get off here and walk to there. So at least you're in the area reducing partisans. You'll come up to Mukden shortly. Now, obviously, I could have moved a lot of those units that had been up into Manchukuo and rained hammer blows on the divisions here. And earlier on, they didn't have as many divisions up here, obviously. And I'm not saying I could have, you know, pushed in deep or anything like that, but obviously could have rained the hammer blows. But partially from keeping the communist Chinese out, partially from the idea of cutting off China's supply, including eventually trying to cut off the Burma Road here. And there's the capital in Chongqing. I'm thinking that the southern strategy is the best. Not that I'm handling it the best, that's a different matter. But I think the general concept of taking Chongqing and, you know, Kunming and I don't know if Wonting down here are all necessary, but taking these off, I don't know that that's going to mean, you know, like China surrenders or not. I don't know the surrender conditions that well, but taking all of that first and holding that and then pushing in the north, I think is the best bet. And I'm hoping combination of it, because we took out 2 cores this turn. Let's see if any of these look overly good. No, not really. We can spend that on that. I don't know if having this means I don't have to have as many rear area troops, not sure. But I think that's a good idea. I think, you know, got a bit lost there. Sorry. Pushing in the south down here, I think is the best strategy that we're looking at. Okay. Well, now we're here. What is the current? Okay, 95. I want these guys as sort of best as we can get them. I think these are able to upgrade more because they're sitting on the road for better supply. So yeah, we'll do that. We're going to get ready to take the Siwa Oasis because I want to control that as much as possible. Okay, guys. Yeah, come in here. Well, you guys, I think come down here. Come down here. There's normally a British fleet that shows up around here, and if handled well, we very well might be able to pick off a few ships with only damage to ours. Obviously, repairing damage does cost us, and Italy is not maybe in the best shape. We're down to 14. But still, I think it is useful to take them down a peg or two if we can preferably do it without an actual loss. Now, let's look at our naval operations. We're going to continue to do the sort of hide-and-seek game instead of just staying there and trying to absorb damage. You guys got beat up before, so you're coming down here. I think we're having visitors coming, so what we're going to do is come down here, get on this. I just tend, well, we probably know that there isn't anybody here. Tend to avoid driving up and down the lines unless you're hunting for some subs or raiders or something on the supply lines. So we want to do that. Hopefully we're going to disrupt some. We're still doing a lot through the Mediterranean, but that will be shifting. And if I'm not mistaken, by having this guy out here on this supply line and at the start of their first turn that they go to war, we will see some effective convoy interception. So that's sort of what I was afraid of. Yeah, I figured we'd have that happen. That's a little more of an ouchie than I like. Yeah, that's sort of what I was afraid of happening. Okay, well, that may have been a mistake to do what I did. And we're going to save Falschliefen, Falschliefengelb, Falschliefengelb. We'll call it that, Falschliefengelb, for next episode. Not the greatest episode, I know, but thanks for watching. Thanks for liking the videos. Hope to see you around for more great gaming with many great games. See you next time.